I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with Josh Reese and Aaron Rosa. I'm back. He's back. This is our second episode, right, of 2023?
Yeah.
We already did one.
Second episode of the new year.
That's right. We did Die Hard with a Vengeance last week.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, and we did our annual awards for best and worst.
That's right.
That's
yes.
right.
Thank you to the fans who submitted your votes. That was a lot of fun to do. So this might be the most excited I've ever been for this podcast because we are reviewing Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins. This is my favorite trilogy of all time. And since there aren't any big movies coming out for the next few weeks, you know, February's big. We have Ant-Man and we have Cocaine Bear. That's going to be a fun couple weeks. But for now, there's really not much coming out. There's that Gerard Butler plane movie that, I mean, it looks good, but it's going to make like $5 million in theaters.
And it's a Gerard Butler movie. Once you've seen Angel Has Fallen, I mean, you've seen all of them, haven't you?
I like Gerard Butler, but I don't think that movie's going to be a big deal. I think you'd rather have us review the Dark Knight Trilogy, one movie a week.
Yes.
So we're going to do that. Batman Begins this week. Next week is The Dark Knight, which I'm so excited for because Aaron, who's been my best friend for a while, we never fucking got to watch this movie together, and we're finally going to do it next week. So I'm very excited about that, but I'll scream at him more later. For now, though, let's get the news and rumors out of the way so we can get to Batman Begins. But for now, the Hollywood Hogwash. So there's more Flash news out there.
Oh?
It never stops.
Well, we haven't had any Ezra Miller news in 2023.
Yeah, we skipped a week.
So
That's great. No, so Variety reports that Warner Brothers executives have reopened the door to Ezra Miller returning as the Flash in future projects.
How? They just killed the whole universe.
It's surprising that James Gunn would even want this.
No.
Like, I'm getting rid of The Rock.
I'm
getting rid of Dwayne Johnson, Henry Cavill, maybe Gal Gadot. Or no, I think he denied the Gal Gadot thing. But you're getting rid of them and you're keeping Ezra Miller?
I'm rebooting the whole thing, but I'm going to keep this guy who like rapes old ladies in his spare time.
and picks fights with the Ku Klux Klan.
Allegedly, let's just say
I'm
that.
sorry.
I don't think he actually had sex with an old lady. But yeah, I mean, he probably did, but allegedly.
Probably.
But you're right. This is weird. Like, of all the people that took part in that universe, that's the one you're keeping? Him?
I mean, maybe this Flash movie is...
It must be the most amazing movie that they've produced. But it's not going to be because...
awesome.
It's not going to be because of Ezra Miller. We all think
Maybe
it's
they're
because
just
of Batman.
Maybe they're just putting that out there for now, just so that people go see the movie.
They're just trying to make their money on the movie because
I mean,
I can see that.
having Michael Keaton at Batman alone should do the trick. But maybe for people like Josh who don't really care about those movies, maybe it's like, well, you need another reason to see the movie.
Well, like we were talking about, like, it kind of feels pointless to watch these movies when you know that this is the end. Like,
They're all starting over.
Right. There's not going to be a
Aquaman
future.
God, Aquaman's coming out, the end of the year? Yeah, I think so.
they're doing a multiverse movie where they're about to destroy the entire multiverse.
That's it.
Right.
They're all going to be dead.
So
all gone.
to your point, that might be a way to keep people interested. Like, well, we're not killing the whole universe.
It's gonna be like Into the Spider-Verse, but instead everyone dies. Like, they don't stop it, and it's like, oh shit, we failed. But no, apparently this is due to Miller staying out of trouble since starting mental health treatment last summer. When he made his big apology, he hasn't gotten in trouble since.
Because he's been under lock and key inside of some vault.
He's been heavily medicated.
Warner Brothers.
Which he needs to be, let's be honest. But yeah. So we'll see how that plays out.
But that's dangerous. Someone that's that wacko that you're gonna put pressure on that guy to continue. Obviously, he doesn't handle pressure very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting.
hey, as long as you make the money, they don't care. Just saw this that Warner Brothers wants Kevin Spacey return as Lex Luthor. Interesting. He was great. He was the only good thing about that fucking movie.
He was.
I think I'd be fine with that.
He's such a good actor. It's a shame he's such a gigantic piece of shit.
Brandon Routh was
Allegedly.
pretty good in that movie. He was a good Superman. He wasn't Henry Cavill good.
We're never
He was
going to
still
review
good.
that movie. I don't blame it on him. The movie was just terrible.
No, he was okay. He was a decent.
Superman doesn't throw one punch in that movie.
Well,
That's a fact.
well.
Wow.
How does he not punch anybody?
There were a lot of problems with that.
He
movie,
just caught
but-
buildings. That was it. And he got beat up by Kumar, from Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Holy shit. All right, moving on from Superman Returns. So the new horror movie Megan came out this past weekend. Of course, we didn't see it because Josh is...
Because of me.
It was
I'm
too
fine with
scary,
it.
right?
Way too scary. I didn't watch Chucky. I'm not going to watch Megan.
You know what's funny was my...
Chucky's too scary for you?
Yeah. Okay. Like my older sibling showed me scary movies when I was a little kid because they were, they were like 10 and I was 2, and they showed me like Jason and Freddy, and I was scared of all those things, but I wasn't ever scared of Chucky because it's a fucking 1-foot doll. How is that scary? How is that going to kill you?
Die.
He's
that
a little
can't
ginger
die.
doll that goes.
I'm scared enough.
Anything with kids, it's like kids aren't scary. Like, how is this little cute kid gonna kill me?
kids are pretty scary.
There's nothing scary to me about children or like little dolls. Like, they're not gonna kill me. I'll just punt them. I'll kick them very far away.
No.
Yeah, what was that? That recent scary friend, was it Annabelle? Where it was
Annabelle.
some little doll?
Yeah.
Yeah, same doll. Kick
Right.
it across the room.
Yeah.
But he just keeps coming back at you forever.
I mean, yeah, but still, I was never afraid of the Chucky ones. I kind of liked them, but I was never scared of them. But no, I mean, yeah, this is just Chucky all over again. Like, this is not anything new, but it made $30 million opening weekend in the U.S., so it's a hit for a horror movie.
I thought I had read that it unseated Avatar in the box office this week.
Well, Avatar's been out for a while.
Which is sure.
Avatar's been out for like 5 weeks.
Sure, but I thought
That's
that's
what
what
happens.
I had seen. You know?
Yeah, that's what eventually happens. But so I just thought I'd mention that. Also, this is hilarious. Sony revealed designs for their first ever car. Sony's making cars now. Self-driving cars,
What?
like Teslas. Don't look it up. I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
It's called the Afeela, or it's Afeela. Afeela?
Okay.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's self-driving. It will function as a moving entertainment space. So the selling point is you could watch movies while the car drives you around.
Oh, and play my PlayStation?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Probably.
Great
But
idea.
Because it's Sony, they released the images. And what's one of Sony's last big movies to come out? This is a real picture. It shows Morbius.
No.
So you can watch Morbius
While you're driving.
and then kill yourself. So you won't die from a car crash, but you will shoot yourself in the head because you're watching Morbius.
I'm going to endanger my children so I can watch Morbius.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so no, look, yeah, you can. It's saying you can play Fortnite, and apparently the front of the car is going to show people what you're playing.
So as you're getting run over by
Wait,
the car.
hold on. This opens up a whole bunch of doors.
I want this
Here.
car so
Wait,
bad.
wait.
Like you start playing porn, and then it shows
Right.
porn on the front of the car.
Oh my God. Oh, it's amazing.
That's so strange.
Fortnite, Morbius, Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, all the 3 best things that we have to offer. Fortnite, great game. Spider-Man No Way Home, most people love it. And then Morbius.
So, like,
Morbius. Jesus. That's fucking hilarious.
why on
Please.
earth would they want to get into the car making business?
Yeah.
That's
I mean, cars make money. But there it is. The rims are interesting. The wheels are like...
I mean,
I think it looks better than the Tesla. The Tesla looks so lame.
Can you imagine going into work? It's like, hey, I've got a Tesla. Hey, I've got a Vet. I've got a Sony.
Got a Sony.
and
You want to go watch movies in my car while we
Unfortunately, the only movie I have is Morbius.
That'll be the thing. It'll come with Morbius. So you'll get in the car, you'll turn it on, and be like, "Welcome! Hey, look what you can watch. Morbius, please turn it off." So whatever they're gonna have an Alexa or whatever. It's like, Sony, please turn off Morbius. What's that? You want me to turn the volume up? No, please turn off Morbius.
Whenever you start the car, no, the only thing that plays is Morbius.
But you can watch Morbius as many times as you want.
When you start the car, it flashes on the screen. It's Jared Leto, and he goes, "It's Morbin time."
Oh, that would be awesome.
And then the movie just plays. So yeah, I don't know when this is supposed to come out. But I imagine by then, no one's going to want to even see Morbius. Like, Morbius is going to be forgotten about.
Well, no, the next movie will be Craven or something like that.
But yeah, by then it'll be Morbius 2, and then,
Jesus.
So I just thought that was hilarious. The only reason I brought it up
making a car
but I want a car that I can just say go, and I can play PlayStation for sure. That would be awesome. It has a built-in PS5.
You can kind of do that in a Tesla, I think. I think you can play video games in a Tesla.
Can you hook up your PS5?
I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, these cars also need to be affordable for most people, and that's not the case. When we're like 70, we'll be able to get a Sony Morbius. They'll have a Morbius. It'll be a Morbius car.
Morbin, yeah.
Like the hood will just be his face, and you're like, "Oh God, help me!" No, why? So yeah, I had to bring that up. That was fucking great. Also, in a recent interview with GQ, Batista confirmed that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will be his last MCU movie. So get ready to cry more in these Marvel movies, guys.
Yep.
More waterworks. It seems like, that's phase 4, cry. Or I guess this is the beginning of phase 5, but still more crying, phase 5.
It seems like the more that we keep hearing about the last Guardians movie, like the sadder I think that Guardians movie is going to be.
Some of them are going to die, for sure. At least one of them is going to die. It seems like they're teasing Rocket, but that could just be a throw-off, like how they've been teasing Hawkeye's death for so long and he never dies.
Sure. But that might not necessarily mean that Drax dies. Maybe Drax finds some sort of peace.
That's not what they do.
Drax is going to die.
Is probably going to die.
Batista said, "I'm so grateful for Drax. I love him. I just don't know if I want Drax to be my legacy. It's a silly performance, and I want to do more dramatic stuff."
God damn it. Am I the only one that gets so fucking annoyed with these actors that fall into an amazing role that everybody loves them for, and then they just say, "Oh, I'm so sick of this. I want out."
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's Howard Stern. Howard Stern has been saying that forever, and he's like applauded Robert Downey Jr. for doing so many Iron Man movies. But of course, even Robert Downey got tired of it. But when you're an actor, you want to do different roles. You want to be different people. So
yeah, like you don't want to get typecast.
And you don't want to get typecast.
Right.
And it's funny because Batista is really good at what he's done so far. He's going to be in that M. Night Shyamalan movie.
It sounds interesting.
I want to see that. I think
too.
it comes out within the next few months. So we'll check that out. But yeah.
I mean, and he also seems to be like the best actor that's made it through the WWE. Like he's actually a damn good actor.
Batista, The Rock, John Cena.
Yeah, he's really
I mean,
good.
The Rock really still to this day hasn't done a like serious dramatic role. It's always like,
popcorn movies.
Popcorn movies, yeah.
Yeah.
And John Cena's amazing as Peacemaker. He's my favorite character.
Sure.
Like my favorite, more than Drax or anything The Rock's done. It's been John Cena as Peacemaker, but I'm very interested in this M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, because I think that's going to really show off some more of his range.
Yeah, he's like the main star.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Right. Also, if you haven't seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever yet, or if you just loved it and you want to watch it again, it's going to be on Disney Plus starting February 1st.
Okay.
And if you haven't checked out our review of the movie, then you can do that. Just scroll back a few months. It was in November.
Namor, really good character.
Namor was really good. Yeah, but overall it was, kind of just an okay movie.
Yeah.
Also, this is pretty cool. Bryan Cranston is once again returning as Walter White one more time.
I'm listening.
He's going to star in a Super Bowl ad for Popcorners Chips. So it's going to be Walter White selling us on some fucking chips, which sounds great.
Greater than meth. popcorn chips.
I don't know about that, but it's a blue bag, so I imagine he's gonna be like, just give my blue bag, you know?
I'm gonna knock for some chips.
Right.
God damn it.
Why spoil it? That's my only thing. Why spoil it?
Well, I think it was kind of spoiled for me.
We're gonna be watching the Super Bowl and then he comes out, oh my God, but no, now we know it's coming.
Well, just with the internet nowadays, things get spoiled so easily.
They spoiled it. Popcorners Chips spoiled it.
They all spoil it
No,
on purpose.
There's a picture of him holding the bag.
Yeah, I saw Bryan Cranston tweet it out. I didn't know it was for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because he was told to, Josh. He
I'm
was
just
paid
saying.
$10 million to make this fucking commercial.
But things get leaked. I
It
would have
didn't
been
get
leaked
leaked.
anyway.
It's not
leaked
a
it.
leak. That's what media is now.
Right.
They think they can't just give us a great thing and surprise us with it. They think they have to go, hey, you're going to see Walter White again.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I was already planning on watching the Super Bowl. Who the fuck saw this and was like, I better watch the Super Bowl now?
Well, I'm kind of interested.
You were going to watch the Super Bowl anyway.
Yes.
I just think that's stupid. I mean, that's all that WWE does now. It's not a leak if you leak it. If like the company leaks their own shit, it's not a leak. That's what WWE does now. They're like, hey, let's tell ESPN that John Cena is going to be on SmackDown. Oh, breaking news. It's like, so ESPN knew before you?
They did.
That didn't make sense.
Apparently.
Yeah, so, okay, next up. This is very excited for this. We mentioned this a few months ago that Nicolas Cage was going to star as Dracula in some type of vampire movie. And the trailer is finally out. So let's go ahead and see what this is going to look like.
What's the movie called?
The movie is called Renfield.
I think I heard that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you okay? I need to get out of a toxic relationship.
That's
Beast.
Why don't you
Beast.
start
Yep.
by telling us what brought you here?
My boss, he's different.
You can't get him out of your head.
No.
I need your assistance.
I'm coming, Master! Oh, you feel like he could destroy you with the snap of his fingers.
Wouldn't even need to snap. Okay.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, what?
So this is a comedy?
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Renfield,
Oh.
innocent victims. I want a handful of nuns, a busload of cheerleaders.
And I just want a normal life again. But this modern world is a dangerous place.
That's the cop from Peacemaker. No, it's not.
Thank you. You saved my life. Did I watch you cut a guy with a decorative serving platter?
Sorry, that's Aquafina, sorry. It's on the wrist.
Explain.
My boss gave me this power. In return, I tend to his needs, including care, feeding.
You bring him people to eat? You're like the guy that gets the villain's Postmates.
If you were to stop focusing on his needs, what would happen?
He won't grow to full power.
Exactly. He won't grow to full power. What? That's so weird. Why would you phrase it like that? But yes. Hi. Are you here for the meeting? Well, come on.
Some call me the Dark One.
Holy shit.
Others, the Lord of Death.
I'm so
To
excited.
most, I am black.
Yes!
Wow.
Let's eat.
Holy
God.
shit! I thought we were gonna make fun of this.
No!
This looks amazing.
I am full mast, 100% boner right now.
Oh my!
Holy shit.
I came!
Absolutely.
Yes.
I didn't know that this was a comedy until we just watched this trailer. I'm all in now. I thought we were gonna make fun of it, like Nicolas Cage is trying to play a serious Dracula thing.
No, this is going to be movie of the year.
This is what Morbius should have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
But okay, so that
Holy
last
shit, that was
scene
awesome.
where you got to see his face, he kind of looked like the Joker from the first Suicide Squad.
Okay, kind of, I guess.
With the teeth
Kinda
and like
methed out.
Yeah, like a methed out Dracula almost.
Maybe he mostly just sucks meth heads
And nuns.
and nuns.
and a busload full of cheerleaders.
Wow.
That movie looks like Crazy Town Banana Pants. Like
I'm
it's
all
just
in
all
for
over
that.
the place.
April 14th. We don't have to wait that long.
Wow, that's crazy.
We'll be doing that on this show for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Nicolas
awesome.
Cage is back, baby.
I feel like they watched. I feel like someone was like, "What We Do in the Shadows is a really popular show, so let's do kind of like a movie like that because it seems very similar to What We Do in the Shadows."
Wow.
Because the vampires have people that lure other people so that they can, drain their blood.
I haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows.
By the way, you should see the film What We Do in the Shadows. It's created, directed, and written by Taika Waititi.
Really good movie.
It's
really,
awesome.
really good movie.
It's so fucking funny.
Hilarious.
And then some of my friends have watched the TV show. I haven't watched it yet, but they really like it as well. So yeah. So what do you got?
Before we move off of Nicolas Cage, I thought this was pretty interesting.
More Nicolas Cage news?
More Nicolas
Nick
Cage move.
I'm here.
More Cage.
So turns out there might be a plot for Face Off 2.
Yes.
Collider caught up with Nicolas Cage to talk about his upcoming movie. But,
Well, he doesn't write movies, but yeah, all right. I'm willing to hear his ideas.
but during the interview, they asked if he would do it Face Off 2, and he said that he had some interesting thoughts.
Absolutely! I need money! I need all the money in the world!
So it seems. So this was his quote. I think Face Off is a sequel that lends itself to a lot of twists and turns and unpredictability, of course. It's almost like if you factor the idea of offspring of Castor and Sheen having children, and these children grow up, then it becomes like 3-dimensional chess.
What? No, you have what? But then you're not in it.
No.
And
Or
then
does like his son just somehow look like him?
apparently, I guess both the children and the fathers maybe switch.
I don't like that at all. Of course, that's why he doesn't.
Unless-
That's why he's
unless-
not the writer.
Unless the movie is about his son, but it's a digitally de-aged Nick Cage.
That's what I'm saying.
Playing his own son.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like his son just somehow looks like him,
Right.
Or he like digs up his dad and somehow his face is still there and he puts his dad's face on.
So yeah, so he's
I
like,
think call it face on.
so it's the 2 children, then John Travolta and myself, and it's the
Sure.
4 of us ping-ponging and going to different levels, and it becomes even more complex.
They should play ping pong against each other. That'd be a good scene. Look, no, I don't think if they would do it, that's what's going to happen. But I do think that they should do a Face Off 2. It's not something that can be released in theaters because it wouldn't make enough money. Because how many Face Off crazies are there really? But you could do it for
quite
one
a
of the.
few.
You could do it. You could release that on Netflix. You could release that on any streaming app.
Yep.
You know,
Amazon.
I'm totally down for it. I don't even know what John Travolta looks like anymore. It's been so long since we've seen him.
Not good.
It's not good.
I'm interested. Face Off was so crazy, and you know,
You got to get John Woo back because he was a big part of the craziness as well. He just literally said, "Action, go for it."
and
they just went
y'all guys
crazy.
just do y'all. Y'all do y'all. We'll
Yeah.
just film.
They opened in the first movie we'll review that movie one day. I'm
Yep.
sure. Church doors open. There's doves. Oh,
Doves everywhere.
Doves everywhere. Face Off and Carnair. We got to do both of those one day. My God, that's a double feature, right? there.
That's got to be a back-to-back. Yes.
It's Nick Cage month, guys. We got to find out when his birthday is, what month he was born. That'll be Nick Cage month.
Oh my God. Yes, we have to come up 4 for that month.
Gone in 60 seconds.
No, Josh.
That's another one. That's a
No,
good one.
Josh. That's not even a top 10 Nick Cage movie.
I'm throwing Nick Cage movies out there.
All right, so that's all you got, right?
That's all I got.
So Jeremy Renner is doing a lot better. This was in between our last 2 episodes, but yeah, he was run over by a snowplow, like one of his relatives, I guess. That's what they said.
Yeah, something like that.
He was in critical condition, but he had
insane.
surgery and he's okay now. But there was one headline that I showed Aaron yesterday where it was like Jeremy Renner sends a video out while his sister gives him head. And then it cut off, but the rest was like gives him a head massage. Right. But it cut off at gives him head. So I thought that was pretty good.
That was awkwardly worded for sure.
But,
or just not finished worded, I
we
guess.
still need Hawkeye in the MCU.
He's not done.
He's not done yet.
Yeah.
I mean, really, we need Hawkeye so we could have more Kate Bishop.
That's right.
Kate Bishop.
But yeah, it's such a crazy thing. Getting ran over by a snowplow. Jesus. Scary.
Very.
That's how the kid from the new Star Trek movies died.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a snowplow?
Not a snowplow, but he the kid that played Chekhov from the new Star Trek movies.
Right.
Like he was somewhere and he got out of his car and his car just ran him over and killed him.
Oh.
Same
Right.
thing. Freak
Yeah, yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Craziness. Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah. Well, thank God that Jeremy Renner's okay. And
Yes.
doing better and on the mend.
There you go. All right. Let's do it.
On the main
Batman.
feature?
Fucking Batman.
Let's talk Batman Begins. Why was it called Batman Begins? Well, there's this guy, Joel Schumacher, who Warner Brothers was like, Tim Burton does too good of a job with these Batman movies. They're a little too dark. When you go back and look at them now, they're not dark compared to like dark movies now. Like,
for sure.
Danny DeVito is the Penguin. How dark can you get with that?
Well, he looks scary because
But we got this Joel Schumacher fella who said, let's make a gay Batman porn parody. Let's do that.
You've got to give it to the guy. This man was so shitty at his job, he killed Batman.
He did.
For the entire industry.
Yeah.
That's
he walked
impressive.
in the office and he was like, you guys ready for the pitch? Bat nipples. That's all he had to say. And they were like, we're all in.
They're like, wait. Bat nipples. Can you give us more?
You
They're
knew
like,
you were-
Batman credit card.
You knew, you knew you were fucked when you're watching the movie and there's the Batman suit up scene, which was in everyone. And then all of a sudden it's like his fist and then his butt. And they show his butt as a joke. And then they show his bat nipples. Nipples.
Yeah.
On the bat suit. Why? Like, even putting like a 6-pack on the suit, like that at least intimidates criminals. Like, oh, this guy's got a stick, the stupid ones that think he's a real bat. But it's like, he's got a 6-pack. Oh shit, this guy must be tough. Oh, look at his nipples, they're so hard. Boss, he's got hard nipples.
To be fair, that would be terrifying, right? Oh,
What am I
God.
supposed to do, boss?
This guy's so excited while he's beating the shit out of me.
He's got hard nipples and he's got a Batman credit card. What the fuck was I supposed to do, boss? He swiped his credit card with my ass cheeks.
Oh.
And he said, I own you now. I'm Batman.
But through that death, it came Christopher Nolan to save Batman.
Batman Forever was a success and people liked it, including me. I was a child. But the reason why it was good was because it was Jim Carrey at the height of his celebrity.
Sure.
Like, this is after Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber. And it's like, okay, Jim Carrey's the Riddler. Like, if you go back and watch, he's the only good part of Batman Forever.
Disagree.
You disagree?
Disagree.
You didn't like him?
Jim Carrey was amazing at what he did, but as the Riddler,
as a goofy Riddler.
Right, but I
was a
guess
kid.
in that movie it works because, hey, let's make this movie a fucking train wreck. Let's get Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
But no one else was good in the movie. That's the point I'm making. Like, no one fit. Like, having Tommy Lee Jones play a cartoon villain makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Right.
He was dog shit.
Right.
Val Kilmer, dog shit. No emotion from Val Kilmer. Chris O'Donnell, they were all trash.
Terrible.
Granted, the stuff they gave them was bad, but Jim Carrey made the most with it. And that was the first time I saw Nicole Kidman, and she was never hotter in her life than in that movie.
So here's a quick question. So probably most people agree Batman Forever better than the Clooney Batman movie, right?
Yeah, because Batman and Robin is only fun to watch because you're laughing at how terrible Arnold is.
Right. So what made the Val Kilmer one better?
For me, Jim Carrey.
Okay.
And I think that's how most people would see it because that's who everyone was talking about when that movie came out. Jim Carrey is a comedian and people at least laughed at Batman Forever. Then they were like, all right, we went Jim Carrey. Should we find another comedian? Arnold Schwarzenegger? And they like, freeze, frozen, freeze.
I laughed with Arnold. I mean, to be honest.
Sure, I was still a child, but then you watch it later and you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
You watch either of those movies nowadays and you're like, what the fuck?
But no, Batman and Robin did good opening weekend, but then after that it fell off fast because everyone was like, don't see this piece of shit. It was fucking awful. Alicia Silverstone, my God, she was fucking terrible in that movie.
Barbara Gordon.
She finds the Batcave. Everyone, it's so easy to find the Batcave in those movies because Robin accidentally falls into the Batcave. She finds it. And then Robot Alfred is like, intruder alert, identify. And she goes, Uncle Alfred, it's me, Barbara. He's a robot. That's not actually Uncle Alfred, stupid.
How do you single anybody out as shitty in that movie? Like that,
they're all pretty
there
bad,
was not
right?
one.
George Clooney. That was the reason why I hated George Clooney right from the get-go, because that was the first movie I ever saw with George Clooney. And I was like, he sucked. And by the way, the worst Batman ever. Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman. We went from Michael Keaton, like, I'm Batman. And like Val Kilmer trying, but then we had just George Clooney. I'm Batman. Hey, what's up? Kill me, please.
Terrible Batmans.
Very bad. But that's why this is called Batman Begins, because it was a way to tell everyone we're starting over. No more of that hokey bullshit. No more bat nipples. No more Batman on ice with roller skates.
What was the time between both of them?
I think Batman and Robin was 98.
Almost a decade?
So probably
So
probably
7
about
years.
like 7 years.
7
something.
years?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Almost a decade.
98, 7 years.
Yep.
Let me see. Batman and Rob. Yeah. Oh, 97. So it was 8 years.
8 years.
Wow.
Because this came out in 05.
Right.
So-
that would be 8 years.
Yeah, it's 8 years.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why it was Batman Begins. And Christopher Nolan's idea for Batman, in his own words, was to do what Richard Donner did for Superman. Like you watch the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves, that he got like Academy Award winning actors from Marlon Brando and Gene Hackman.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Hackman.
And then Christopher Nolan's like, oh, let's do that, but we'll get double the Academy Award winning actors. Christian Bale, who's an up-and-comer, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Liam Neeson, Gary Oldman. Holy shit.
That's an all-star cast.
It's the best cast ever.
That's my starting point of this movie is everything else aside. Holy shit. Gary Oldman, classic like
Villain.
character actor villain.
Villain.
Gary Oldman gets his face turn as Commissioner Gordon. I was so in on this when I heard that he was going to be Gordon.
Well, then you'll like this because Nolan wanted him to play Ra's al Ghul.
No, I hadn't heard that.
And he said, I want to be a good guy for once.
wow.
Like Oldman was tired of being the stereotype, like just being the villain all the time. And he was like, I want to try to be one of the good guys.
He didn't want to get
heard that.
typecast.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I hadn't heard that.
And of course, if he did it, he would have been awesome. But like Liam Neeson was also fucking amazing. And that's one of my favorite things about this Dark Knight trilogy is the villains in all the movies are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They're all so fucking great. If to do a superhero movie well, you have to have an awesome villain that you want to see fail so much. There's so many superhero movies where it's like I never feel threatened by any of the villains. I'm like, yeah, whatever, he sucks. He'll easily beat him. But in these ones, it's like they always have the upper hand. They're always winning. How is Batman going to stop them?
I'm going to get my one gripe out of the way of this movie. I know you'll understand this, Andrew, like comic reality versus movie reality making changes. Henry Ducard was the real guy in the comics that trained Batman. He was a real guy. He was not Ra's al Ghul. That was not a plot turn. He was a real guy that trained Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And they had like a love-hate relationship after that. But
Yes.
so that was a interesting choice for this movie.
Yeah, I think it's just like if we're making an origin story, like how do you combine all of these things?
Right.
It's only one movie, you know what I mean?
Without it being 5 hours long.
Exactly. But yeah, no, there was a lot of stuff they changed. I mean, they went, and I didn't know this at the time, but Ra's al Ghul was actually Ra's al Ghul, and it was the League of Assassins, not the League of Shadows. But these were minor changes.
Sure.
And again, I didn't really know before that, so it didn't matter to me, obviously. But all right, we'll start at the beginning. We have the opening shot of the bats making the Batman logo. I don't know if they ever did this before, because the Michael Keaton Batman ones, they always would show the bat signal, the bat logo at the beginning, as well as the Joel Schumacher, but I don't think the bats ever made the Batman logo. And they also had to make a new one. He had to change it to make it look, like it's not the same one. Don't worry, it's not Joel Schumacher. And I think he nailed the Batman logo.
Every Batman movie has a slightly different logo.
Slightly different, but the four before this were all in the same. It was all in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like even though it was Val Kilmer, it was still the same character. You still had Alfred. You still had the guy that played Commissioner Gordon, who was just a goofball. So it was a continuation from the Michael Keaton movies, even though Gotham turned into like a fucking nightclub. Like the whole city just turned into a nightclub somehow. Don't know how that happened, but I also think this movie has the best Bruce Wayne origin story.
Yeah, I could see that. It's had the most Bruce Wayne for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of Bruce Wayne in this movie.
The whole reason this movie works so well, I think, is all the other Batman movies we've seen. It's Batman being Batman, and his relationship to his parents is just kind of a, yeah. That's why he's kicking ass and punching people in the face. But this one, they really develop
really know why.
son-father relationship, and it just breaks your heart.
Absolutely. And we're going to get into that in a little bit, but kind of want to go in order, so we'll get back to that later. But we see little Bruce fall in the well. He gets scared of the bats, and that was just like the first little tease of that, because then adult Bruce wakes up in his prison and beats up 6 guys at once immediately. I guess they just hate him because he's the only white guy there. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Or he's just kicking everyone's ass, so they hate him.
Well, that's one of the things I kind of liked about this movie is that it just kind of started so fast. Like you got the little kid scene out there, and then it's right in prison, and then he's right learning how to be a badass.
As soon as we see Bruce Wayne, we immediately know he's a badass. Mm-hmm. He beats up 6 guys at once. And he, even says, you're not the devil, you're practice.
Right.
And he beats them all up. The fucking prison guards pull Bruce off, and he's like, why? For protection. I don't need protection. Protected for them. And then we just see those guys
flopping
just
around,
fucking screaming. And by the way, let me know if I quote these movies too much, because they are my favorite movies, so I'm going to be quoting a lot. So to those listening or watching, if I am quoting too much, please let me know.
If you bust out in character, by all means.
That's definitely going to happen, especially next week. Ra's al Ghul disguised as the disciple, Henry Ducard. He was great. He tells him another classic line, if you make yourself more than just a man, if you devote yourself to an ideal, you become something else entirely.
Oh my God, this is so fun.
Legend, Mr. Wayne. Awesome line. Constantly say that. Bruce climbs to the top of the mountain, and he gets the blue flower that Ra's tells him to get, and then Ra's asks him, are you ready to begin? I can barely stand. Death does not wait for you to be ready. Death is not considerate or fair. And make no mistake, here you'll face death. Awesome.
But no, that's the true way to train. Death don't wait for nothing.
Yeah. So Ra's beats Bruce's ass, and he's like, this is not a dance. He also calls out every fighting method that he has while he's doing it.
Taekwondo,
it's so fucking
jiu-jitsu, whatever. Yeah.
So then we go back to young Bruce with his dad rescuing him from the well, and he says, why do we fall, Bruce? So we could learn to pick ourselves up.
So good.
And there's so many repeated lines in this movie. I think it's like 7 or 8, but we will get to all of them. Don't worry. So then we see that Thomas Wayne helped build the public train to help everyone get around. And that's something that I hated in the Joker movie. I hated in the Batman with Robert Pattinson, that in those movies they made Thomas Wayne an asshole. And it's like, okay, fine. Maybe that's a more realistic version of what a rich fucking guy would be. But no, this is Thomas Wayne is a good person. Bruce's parents were good people. They got killed, and that's why he became Batman. If they were shitty people and got killed, why the fuck would he become it doesn't make much sense. If you're raised by shitheads, you're going to grow up to be a shithead.
Correct.
Well, that's what happens to the little kid in this movie that we see throughout. He ends up becoming one of the worst people in Westeros, King Joffrey.
That's true.
Little
Yes,
tiny kid.
it's because he grew up in Gotham.
That's right.
But no, it probably wasn't smart to take your son to a play about bats right after he fucking told you. He should have like turned his dad like, Dad, what the fuck? Did you know there are going to be bats here? He's like, yeah, the movie's called Bats, or the play is called Bats. Sorry. Yeah, I fucked up there.
Not only that, what type of little kid wants to go to a play? They have Alfred. Couldn't they left Bruce
It was like,
with
yeah,
Alfred?
right. It was like Cats, but it was bats. It was like, oh, interesting. So, yeah, until this movie, I always assumed the Joker killed Bruce Wayne's parents because of Batman 89.
No.
Ah, okay.
Well, yeah, I know I'm wrong now. But that's what I went by. I went by the movie. I assumed the Joker killed Bruce Wayne's parents. Come to find out, that was just Tim Burton changing things.
Yeah.
But yeah, the shot of little Bruce just kneeling before his dead parents is brutal. And his dad tells him, "Don't be afraid." It was like, well, I don't know about that. But, you know, good try.
Terrifying
This
too.
is terrifying.
That's a rough scene.
I mean, come on. Plus, like we had talked about where we were watching the movie, like they exit through the back. I mean, that's a shitty neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, these
It's
guys
terrible.
are billionaires, and they walk out this door, and it's like, oh, somebody got
Well, they
shot
were
over there
at-
5 seconds
They're
ago.
instantly in like the Fifth Ward in Houston.
Yes.
They were at an opera. They didn't want to cause a big ruckus. So they just left as quickly as they could.
Because clearly the back of every opera is this crime-infested shithole.
Well, in Gotham,
Well, I guess for all we know, this was the front door. Who knows?
no, it was a side door for sure.
Side
but,
door.
yeah, so after this, like, we don't really need a Bruce Wayne origin ever again because, like, this movie just took care of everything.
Sure, you're not going to get a better Bruce Wayne origin.
We meet Gary Oldman as a young Jim Gordon telling Bruce it's okay. And then we'll talk about The Dark Knight Rises in a couple weeks, but awesome callback to that moment in that movie.
Amazing callback.
Then we have Michael Caine as Alfred. He's consoling Bruce, telling him it's not his fault. It was nothing you did. It was him and him alone. And then we have the montage of Roz training Bruce. You see everything that he's going to end up using, like the fucking the dust that helps you disappear and shit like that. So the scene where they had like the sword fight on the ice, they filmed that ice fight scene in one day because they were like, we don't know if this is going to melt. The next day, the ice was melted.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. And this is one of my favorite scenes because you have Roz teaching Bruce about how anger could destroy you, or you could learn to control your anger and, aim it in the right direction. Because he tells him, he's like, your parents' death was not your fault. It was your father's.
Holy shit.
And then Bruce snaps at him. His anger gets the best of him. And Roz says, anger does not change the fact that your father failed to act. And then the man had a gun. Will that stop you? I've had training. The training is nothing. Will is everything. And then he pauses and says, the will to act. That whole thing is just, God, I love that.
Really good.
So then Bruce knocks Roz down. He says yield, but Roz is like, no, you fucked up. And he strikes the ice and Bruce falls into the lake. So he still has a lot to learn.
It was great. The whole fight sequence was really cool. And every once in a while you hear the crack of the ice, which really added some added danger to it too. It was really fun. It was really cool.
So then we have like Roz and them like sitting at a campfire and Bruce is still like freezing. He's rubbing his arms and Roz says, rub your chest. Your arms will take care of themselves. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe like, because your nipples get hard when you're cold, so you have to rub your nipples to warm them
nipples.
up. The writer, because I watched all the extras, and the writer was like, yeah, I just wrote something in there for Roz to tell Bruce, but it was not.
That's funny.
Yeah, I just wrote some shit.
So then we have Roz telling Bruce that he goes, once I had a wife, my great love, she was taken from me. And someone saw that and was like, I have a great idea. We can make 3 of them. Only one will be good, but people will still see the others. But yeah, that first Taken movie was awesome. Then we see college Bruce. He's still an angry young man, But Alfred still loves him, and that's where we get another repeated line, still haven't given up on me. And then Alfred says, never.
Never.
Which, if you've listened to What's Wrong with Wrestling, we've probably said never like 50 times over the years. Then we meet Katie Holmes playing Rachel Dawes, who's an assistant DA, Bruce's childhood friend. Joe Chill, who killed Bruce's parents, he gets paroled, and Bruce was going to shoot him, but Carmine Falcone has some woman do it because Chill being paroled, the agreement was he was going to testify against Falcone. And how corrupt is Gotham City that the woman shooting Joe Chill yells, Falcone says hi, and then shoots him?
That's some
You think
fucking
the cops would be like, well, we have all the proof right there. She said Falcone said hi, but all the cops are being paid by Falcone anyway.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't realize that, but you're right.
Yeah. So then Bruce confesses to Rachel that he was going to shoot Joe Chill, and she slaps the shit out of him a couple times. It says, your father would be ashamed of you. And then Bruce looks at the gun. He sees Joe Chill holding the gun, and he tosses the gun in the water. And then he storms into Falcone's restaurant to confront him, played by Tom Wilkinson, who is also British and did a fucking amazing job in this movie. Yeah, he's like really the first main villain, because at this point, Roz isn't really the villain, but yeah. His fucking monologue, again, one of my favorite scenes, Falcone's monologue, where Bruce is like, I'm not afraid of you. And he's like, but you haven't thought it through yet. You haven't thought about your old DA friends. You haven't thought about your old butler. Bang. People from your world have so much to lose. Now you think because your mommy and your daddy got shot, you know about the ugly side of life, but you don't. You've never tasted desperate. You're Bruce Wayne, the Prince of Gotham. You'd have to go 1,000 miles to meet someone who didn't know your name. So don't come down here with your anger, trying to prove something to yourself. This is a world you never understand, and you always fear what you don't understand.
Oh my God, this is so much fun.
All right, and then he's just like, all right, beat the shit out of him.
No, my favorite part of this is after that whole monologue. So he has his thugs drag him out, and then there's just one little 2-second shot of Falcone just kind of looking around the room, like, is anybody gonna do anything? No, no, all right.
Like even though Falcone's a shithead, like he literally just owned Bruce there, and he was correct.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, your parents got murdered, but like compare that to everyone else that lives in Gotham.
Well,
you're still rich as fuck,
right?
Like
it was right there when he was like, you know what, you're right. I'd have to go 1,000 miles away, so no one would know where I am, and I'd have to start learning about this underworld.
Don't fuck with me. I'll kill your fucking butler. I'll kill Rachel. And then before that, he even like he points his gun at like the judge, and he's like, I could shoot him right here, and no one will give a shit. No one will do anything about it.
Like Donald Trump.
Oh no, he says he could shoot Bruce. He's like, you'll see a union official, a couple off-duty cops, and a judge. Now, I wouldn't have a moment's hesitation to blow your brains out right here, right now. That's power you can't buy. That's the power of fear. Yeah, what a great fucking monologue from him. So then Bruce, he tells Roz that he traveled the world, basically stealing his own shit just to understand criminals better. Then we have Bruce's final test with the League of Shadows, and that's to get really high from the blue flowers. And then, like, defeat and pick out Roz from, like, 30 different ninjas that he's hiding in. Mm-hmm. I thought this was a really cool scene. Like, he opens up the box, the bats fly out, and he's still afraid of the bats.
It was really cool because he also did it while he was all drugged up, too.
Right.
So you got the camera throbbing. It was really nice. It was kind of cool.
Roz cuts his arm, so he's bleeding. So Bruce cut 2 other ninjas' arms, leading Roz to think it was him. And then he fucking gets him, so he passes. Then we have fake Ra's al Ghul, played by Ken Watanabe, who was awesome in Inception. He was fucking great. He just has a small role here, but they basically tell Bruce, like, you have to fucking cut this prisoner's head off. And yeah, you'll be a part of the family. It'll be great. And we're going to destroy Gotham and everything. Of course, Bruce is not down for that. He's no executioner. So he's like, I'm not going to kill everyone. Or I'm not going to kill anybody. So he sets the place on fire and kills everyone.
So this is just all Batman's in general. But I love Batman, just the Batman character. I'm not going to kill anybody intentionally. I'll kill a ton of people unintentionally.
It was the fire that killed you, wasn't me. But you started the fire.
I didn't kill anybody.
Didn't start the fire.
No, it was just the train when it fell 500 feet. In
The League
air.
of Shadows was burning and Batman's running. So yeah, Fake Roz dies because this should have been the first hint that he's not Ra's al Ghul, because Fake Roz did not mind his surroundings.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Then Bruce saving Roz sliding down the cliff. That was a fucking great scene.
Not only that, showed how strong Batman is.
He's strong.
One arm picking up Liam Neeson.
That's right.
Oof.
Well, not just that. All he had to do was do nothing. He's not even Batman yet, and he beat the League of Shadows already.
Yeah,
movie's over.
Single-handedly.
Yeah, if you just let Liam Neeson fall to his death.
Slide off the cliff.
They'd be like, what do? We have no leader. Oh, shit. So yeah, then Bruce has Alfred pick him up in a private jet, and Bruce tells Alfred his big plans. And Michael Caine has a great line here. He's like, you can borrow the rose if you like. Just bring it back with a full tank. Yeah.
It's good shit.
So then Bruce goes into the Batcave and finally shows us that he's not afraid of the bats anymore, as they just fucking fly around him and everything.
Oh my god, the scene where he stands up and he's just
Yeah.
swirling around him. Amazing.
Awesome. Then we meet Cillian Murphy playing Scarecrow, another fantastic actor. At the time, he was kind of an unknown. This was around the same time as 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later. Holy shit.
That was another great movie that he starred in. But yeah, Cillian Murphy, he's the only villain who appears in all three movies. He's in The Dark Knight. He's in The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, yeah. He was the judge at the end.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Scarecrow tells Falcone Rachel Dawes is giving her problems. So Falcone's like, well, there's an answer to that too. And then Bruce makes an appearance at his father's company. And the fucking asshole that's been running the place now, he's like, why isn't anyone answering the phone? It's Wayne Enterprises, Mr. Earl. I'm sure they'll call back. And he's just already doing that, like, you know, I'm the fucking rich kid. He's teaching the secretary how to putt and everything.
A little close. Little close.
By the way, yet another awesome actor in this movie, fucking Rutger Hauer. Holy shit.
Right. It's funny because I first saw Batman Begins, and then like many years later, I saw what the fuck were we talking?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Yep.
And I was like, holy shit, that's the asshole from Batman Begins.
Also, Hobo with the Shotgun.
Hobo with a yes.
Shout out.
Yes. So then we meet Morgan fucking Freeman playing Lucius Fox.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah, right, by the way. And he's showing Bruce a bunch of cool shit. It was like the James Bond scenes, like, but for Batman.
Q, yeah.
You know, it was fucking great. Alfred shows Bruce the cabins and the elevator in the cave, and like we actually have like there's history behind it, and like why would there be an elevator here? And it's because his great-great-grandfather helped slaves run to the north, the Underground Railroad stuff.
Yeah.
So like,
Yep.
I like that they put some history behind it so that you could have a reason why there's an elevator there.
Not only that, but it also showed you like the Wayne family has been like a good family for like generations.
Yeah, not
you know?
assholes.
Not
Right.
rich assholes.
Like in the
yes.
other fucking movies they made. So then we have Bruce all dressed in black. He visits Detective Gordon, holds him at stapler point. Not that he knew that at the time, but tells him Rachel Dawes is willing to help take down Falcone. And then he has to make his big escape. He jumps off the roof, but he hurts himself. But it wasn't embarrassing like when Robert Pattinson tried to fly in the Batman movie. And it was just
this.
like boom, boom, boom. It was like a cartoon
Wingsuit
fall.
Flying is one of the most dangerous things that a human can do.
Yeah,
And
but what
Batman
happened?
is human.
Did Batman in this movie when he got his cape? Did he fuck up? No. You know why, Josh?
Wasn't as good.
Because he's Batman.
Not only that, you kind of skipped over one of my
Batman
favorite.
doesn't fuck up.
You skipped over one of my favorite lines in the movie too.
What?
So when he has him by stapler point,
Yeah.
he goes, "But you're just one man,"
You just one man.
and then he moves away and he's, "Now we're two."
Now we're two.
That's amazing.
That's good.
Yeah. Who was that guy? Just some nut. So then, Fox shows Bruce his new cape and the Batmobile. And the main tagline for the Batman Begins trailer was, "Does it come in black?" That was the main tagline for the trailer. That's what they were showing on TV. Look at this new Batmobile. It's not your it's not your little kid's Batmobile anymore.
Right.
This thing will fucking destroy anything. And then we finally see, like, what's so great is, like, in all the other Batman movies before, okay, he's Batman, but why? Why is he really? Well, like, he was afraid of bats, okay. But then, like, Alfred asks him, why bats, Master Wayne? And he says, bats frighten me. It's time my enemies share my dread. Like, that's such a fucking good line.
Amazing.
It's good.
It's like, well, I'm afraid of bats. I'm going to make them afraid of bats, too. Yeah. So I really like that.
Thank God he wasn't afraid of crabs.
Yeah, I guess. Thank God there weren't crabs down there.
Thanks, Josh.
So finally, we see Batman take down everyone at the drug shipment, and he pulls Falcone from the sunroof of his limo, and he says, I'm Batman.
Has there ever... I don't think in any Batman movie... Now, there hasn't been, 30 Batman movies, but in terms of Batman first showing up, making his first appearance, this will never be topped.
I mean, there's this and then the Michael Keaton one, right? Like the I'm Batman from the first one. But then, like, you have...
Right, but...
He says it in Batman Returns. Bless you.
Thank you.
He says it in Batman Returns in 92. And then, like, we had to wait 13 years for another good I'm Batman line.
Right, but the very first moment you see him as Batman in this one,
right,
when he drops down and it's like, where are you? Here. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's look.
Drops like a bat.
Look, I'm the biggest Michael Keaton Batman homer there is, but holy shit.
Well, the great thing about that scene too is he's beating them all up, but you're not really getting a full look at him.
No.
And then when you finally get the close up, it's I'm Batman. And then he fucking headbutts Falcone.
And maybe this is because it's the first time he says I'm Batman, but I like it when Batman says I'm Vengeance better, but
Well, he's not Vengeance though, he's Batman.
He's Vengeance.
No, he's Batman. Is his name Vengeance?
But Batman is Vengeance.
He's Batman. Vengeance. He's the Dark Knight.
We're splitting hairs here.
He's Batman.
Splitting hairs here.
What? I'm the Caped Crusader. Yeah, that doesn't sound as cool.
No, you pick him up and go, I'm Vengeance.
Okay, Josh.
Sorry,
you just have a heart on.
That's a better line.
You just have a heart. No, it's not. It's not. I'm Vengeance. Just because Robert Pattinson said it.
Oh, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Okay. Go watch that shitty movie. So then he tells the bum, nice coat, disappears because earlier when he was fucking college kid, ran away, he gave the bum his coat and everything. Oh, nice coat. So that was another line that was repeated.
He also gave the bum a shit ton of money before he left too.
Yeah, the bum, he just spent it all on booze.
I guess he didn't do
that's what happens. It's not like he was going to be like, oh, $500? Let me fix my life. Or I can get high tonight. I mean, what do you think's going to happen, Josh?
I guess.
So then Gordon's like, yeah, great, he stopped the shipment. We're never going to fucking track it to Falcone. And one of the cops like, yeah, you sure about that, fuckface? And we see Falcone chained to the spotlight, making a bat signal in the sky.
Very cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking
This
amazing.
movie is just nonstop amazing moments. So then Falcone's guys go after Rachel, but Batman saves her because he spied on Falcone earlier and heard what he said.
Mm-hmm.
He also gives Rachel's pictures of the judge, like fucking a couple of whores.
He's doing some real detective work,
Yeah.
You don't see enough detective work in Batman movies.
Yeah, you do.
You don't see enough.
I mean,
but it's good. It's good. I liked it.
Yeah, like fucking Joel Schumacher, certainly not. So it was a while. Meanwhile, the League of Shadows, they sold the microwave emitter from the Wayne Enterprises boat or whatever, and that's their big plan. Alfred tells Bruce he needs to create an alibi for his injuries. So Bruce shows up to a big dinner in a Lamborghini with two European models sitting on each other.
Yep.
They might as well just been like 69ing in the passenger seat.
If that's not a boss move, I don't know what is.
And then they get in the pool, and he's like, I'm buying this hotel, and send him some new rules about the pool area. So he's doing a great job.
I liked the Bruce Wayne thing they did with this movie because every other movie, Bruce Wayne was this classy,
he was a nice
dashing
guy.
thing. And this one, he was actually trying to throw things off like, no, I'm not a nice guy. I'm not a hero.
Douchebag.
I'm a piece of shit.
Because you have to make people believe he would never be Batman.
Yeah, I'm a rich douche piece of shit.
So you're at dinner with your friends. They're talking about the Batman. And then one of your friends with two models just runs off into the pool And then the group continues talking about Batman.
Yeah, they're
That's
like,
so weird.
it's fucking Bruce, you know.
It's fucking Bruce. He's a weirdo. He just bought
But
the hotel.
that's another
Whatever.
reason. That's another reason why Christian Bale got this role, was because in American Psycho he played a Two-Face, and then in here he played basically the same thing, a Two-Face, where he had to pretend to be two different people.
Yeah.
So then he's leaving with the women on each side of his arm. Rachel sees him.
I would say that he actually played 3 different people. He
Okay.
played Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
Batman, and then another character, with Alfred, an actual
No, that was his real
different
self,
character.
though.
Yeah, but his real self was not Bruce Wayne or Batman.
But that was his
That's
real self.
3.
He had to pretend to be 2 other people when his real. Okay, fine, whatever.
I'm just
Josh.
saying, it's pretty good.
All right. So Rachel sees Bruce leaving, and he all of a sudden feels really stupid in front of her because he didn't want her to see this, and that's where he's like, "Oh, this it's not me. Underneath, I am more." And then Rachel tells him, "It's not who you are underneath. It's what you do that defines you." So many great lines.
Yeah.
Then Dr. Crane visits Falcone in Arkham Asylum. He shows Falcone his mask. Falcone's like threatening to talk unless he gets him out of there. And then he shows him the mask, and Falcone's like, "So when did the nut take over the nut house?" And then Scarecrow gives him the poison to shut his ass up. Then Batman visits Gordon, and I guess he was just waiting for Gordon to take out the trash. I don't know how long he was there. But if it was the wife, he might have been like, "Can you get Jim, please?
Can Jim come out?
Can Jim come out? I want to
Wait.
talk to Jim."
God damn, Scarecrow was so good in this movie.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's also where Batman does like the, Irish goodbye for the first time. Then Batman interrogates Gordon's cricket partner to ask him where the other drugs were going. Again, such a good scene to show like how frightening Batman could be to people.
Sure.
And this is where he says my dad's favorite line, probably of the trilogy, where the guy's like, "I don't know. I swear to God, swear to me."
Amazing.
That's always been my dad's favorite line, these Batman, and it's fucking amazing. So
It's a good line.
Meanwhile, the main district attorney gets murdered for being too pushy because he finds the microwave emitter thing. Then Batman does more detective work, and that's where we see the asshole kid from Game of Thrones.
They're
Later
getting yelled at
becomes
by his parents.
King Joffrey, yeah.
Yeah.
Batman finds a hideout, but Scarecrow poisons him and tells him you need to lighten up, sets him on fire. Batman jumps out the window, falls on the street. Then he calls Alfred to pick him up. And he was out for 2 days. And Alfred called Lucius. Mr. Fox explains to Bruce how he saved him. And Bruce is like, "Am I supposed to understand any of this?" And Fox is like, "Not at all. I just wanted you to know how hard it was."
That's pretty funny. But a slight continuity error.
Why?
So when Batman fell to the street when he was on fire, he used his gun to get up into the roof.
Yeah.
And then he called Alfred.
Right.
How did Alfred get him from the roof into the car?
I'm sure when Alfred showed up, he probably fucking climbed down from the roof.
You think he climbed down? It looked like he was out. I don't know. It's like continuity error.
It's not a continuity error. It's a Josh error. Just because
That's
you don't
what it
see
is.
it. Josh, we didn't see Bruce Wayne take a shit. How did he not shit for all the whole movie?
I
You
figured
know what?
he took a
Continuity
shit.
error. We got to see him shit and piss, or this is just not a believable movie.
Maybe not in the Batman suit for sure, but come on. He was,
Movies,
he
Josh.
was up in the ceiling. How is he going to get him down?
Movies are life without the boring parts.
Without the pooping. By the way,
Seeing Batman climb down from a roof is not exciting.
Not excited, but he
You don't
went
have
up.
to see everything.
He could have just stayed down.
We also didn't see Lucius give him the fucking vaccine.
I believe that part.
Oh, good.
By the way, another great moment is when that one little 2-second scene where Alfred's got him in the back seat and he's driving him home. Just the look on Michael Caine's face, like as horrified and worried as he is, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, my son's dying.
Like a dad, yeah.
Yep. So then Rachel stops by to drop off a birthday present, and it's like the thing they were fighting over when they were kids, when he fell in the well and everything like that.
Arrowhead.
I've watched this movie so many times. I don't even know how many times I've seen these movies. And I'm watching and I'm like, yeah, I guess he was like 27 or something. And then Josh noticed in the background of that scene, because they're setting up for his birthday party, and it said 30. I never realized that before.
Yeah, crazy.
So good catch by Josh there. He's 30 years old. So then Rachel tells Bruce that she hasn't heard from her boss, and she's like, yeah, he's probably at the bottom of a fucking lake. And it's like, well, yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, he is. So she's going to go look for him. So Bruce puts on the cow to follow her. Meanwhile, the asshole boss fires Fox for asking too many questions about the missing microwave emitter. And he tells him, didn't you get the memo? Another line that'll come up later. So then Rachel presses Dr. Crane too hard. So he shows her where they make the medicine. And then he poisons her. Batman shows up. He kicks his ass. He grabs Crane and says, taste of your own medicine, doctor. And sprays Crane with his own poison. And then we see scary Batman.
Looking like a fucking demon.
Fucking awesome.
Oh my God.
Fucking weird shit pouring out of his mouth.
Crane, what are you doing here? Who are you working for?
Oh my God.
And he's like, Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul is dead.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Crane's not here right now.
Dr. Crane's not here. But if you want to make an appointment, he's like, God damn it.
Amazing. Jesus.
So the cops show up. Gordon goes in the building. Batman picks him up, tells Gordon about Scarecrow's plan. And then we hear bats coming, and Gordon's like, what's that? And then Batman says, back up. And fucking thousands of bats show up. This is the only time where he uses bats in the trilogy.
Yeah, it's kind of a game changer. You think he would have used it a few more times.
He probably could have used it against the Joker. Could have helped.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool scene. And then outside, Gordon's like, I'll get my car. But Batman brought his.
I brought mine.
And immediately just crushes a cop car. He was like, yeah, fuck your car. And then we see the black tumbler finally, and it speeds away. And because they want to sell toys, it felt like they just stole the line from Independence Day where Will Smith's like, I got to get me one of these. Because Gordon's like, I got to get me one of those. And then he might as well look in the camera and be like, little kids, you got to get this fucking thing. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
I feel like that was a line Warner Brothers like forced in there. Like, you know, from Christopher Nolan. Like, yeah, you're putting this in there. Before Nolan had like complete creative control, obviously. So we see all the cool shit the Tumbler can do, like shoot a bunch of shit, fly. He's flying on rooftops.
Got some really grippy wheels, that's for sure.
And man, is he fucking up these cops.
Jesus.
You know, yeah. Alfred says it later. It's a miracle no one was killed. But they're all in the hospital.
They're all in ICU.
This cop is paralyzed. But I didn't kill him, right? No, but he'll never walk again.
3 of them are on life support.
This cop will be a vegetable for the rest of his life.
It's
I
fine.
never kill people.
It's fine. Batman doesn't kill. It's fine.
Also, the cops gave up so easily in that car chase. Just to be a little critical.
Yeah, we were talking about it. You know, because
he just busts through one little fucking barrier, and the cops are like, whoa!
They peel off the chase like 7 seconds before he's inside Wayne Manor.
He loses them, and then 10 seconds later, he's home.
And
they're like, wait, hold on. Wait, I found something, boss. Look, there's a fucking roadway. It leads right to this cave. Hey, is that Wayne Manor right above the cave?
There's a waterfall. Why? I don't understand.
There's what? There's not. What do you mean? You tell me there's something on the other side of this waterfall?
No, there's nothing on the other side of the waterfall.
No, it's fine.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude, Josh doing a New York accent. But no, the fucking Batmobile flying into the cave was awesome. That was a really cool shot. Yeah. Then Batman gives Rachel the cure that Fox made and tells her the deal, then gives her something to go to sleep.
Yeah. A little questionable, if you ask me.
Drugs a woman and knocks her out.
Josh
but
was
it's
like,
a friend.
Yep.
It's a friend. You can drug a friend, right?
It's a friend. It's fine.
Okay, maybe.
We're watching, and Josh is like, did he roofie her? It's like, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's
He
kinda
sedated
questionable.
her. He sedated her.
It's kind of questionable.
So then Alfred berates Bruce for, you're getting lost inside this monster of yours. And Bruce tells Alfred we need to cancel the party. And another great scene where Alfred's like, you have a name to make. I don't care about my name. It's not just your name, sir. It's your father's name. And it's all that's left of him. Don't destroy it.
Pretty great.
So then Wayne goes and destroys it. Immediately destroys his father's name.
Right.
Well,
hey, fuck all you guys.
He only did it because
save everyone.
Yeah, to save
Of course.
everyone. You know, He's a good guy at heart.
The asshole Wayne boss tells Bruce the company was sold, prices soared. He's like, it's all a bit technical, but the important part is our company's future is secure. Remember that for later.
Yeah, that comes back.
Then Bruce tells Fox, go back to Wayne Enterprises, go make a shit ton of vaccines. And Fox says, my security clearance has been revoked. Well, that wouldn't stop a man like you, would it? And he's like, yeah, I suppose not.
Right.
That's a good scene
Because
there.
in earlier scenes, he was fired by the greedy corporate guy.
Yeah, the asshole.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then we have some old lady. She's like, Bruce, you have to meet this person. Is it Ra's al Ghul? But it's just another fucking guy. And Bruce says, you're not Ra's al Ghul. I watched him die. And then Liam Neeson standing behind him. But is Ra's al Ghul immortal? Are his methods supernatural? And then there's the reveal. And again, I didn't know who Ra's al Ghul was before this movie, so I was shocked. I didn't even know who Liam Neeson was at this point in my life.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was a great reveal for me.
Yeah.
So that's where Bruce stages a drunk rant to get all the innocent people to leave. And Roz tells Bruce that Gotham burns tonight, and we see them letting the inmates out of the asylum, including Dr. Crane. They throw him his mask. Time to play. Mm-hmm. And this is another line that I really love from the movie when Bruce is like telling Roz, like, no, there's good people here. Just give me more time. And Roz tells him, you are defending a city so corrupt. We have infiltrated every level of its infrastructure. And it was just like, oh my God.
Jesus.
How do you respond to that, Bruce?
Well, I mean, yeah, he should know. I mean, the criminals infiltrated every system of the justice system too.
Yeah. But then Roz tells Bruce that they tried to destroy Gotham before. He's like, we tried a new one, economics. But we underestimated certain people, like your parents. It's like, wait, so this is all your fault? Everyone's poor because of you? He says, we are back to finish the job. And the league starts, they set the house on fire. They briefly fight, but Roz tells Bruce, you never did learn to mind your surroundings. And a giant piece of wood falls on him.
Yeah, so he's like, you left me for dead.
Right.
What was the line?
He goes, you burned my house down and left me for dead. Consider us even.
But it's not even because he left him underneath a burning log.
Well, earlier in that scene, Bruce says, I saved your life. And Roz says, I warned you about compassion, Bruce.
That's right.
So maybe he just didn't believe him, or, he's an asshole. What is he going to do? Mm-hmm. So yeah, Roz has one of his men stay back to make sure no one leaves the house. And they give Michael Caine one good moment where he knocks out the guy from behind. He's like, I hope you're not from the fire brigade. That was a good little line. And then Alfred wakes up Bruce and he's like, what's the point of all them push-ups if you can't lift a bloody log? Master Wayne.
That's good. Yeah.
So Alfred helps Bruce escape to the cave. Bruce has lost all hope, but Alfred says, he tells him what his father told him. What are we for, sir? So we can learn to pick ourselves up. Still haven't given up on me? Never. Those were 2 callbacks back to back. Then Rachel gives Gordon a vaccine, then finds a little kid from earlier. One of the fucking bad guys just slaps the kid because he's an asshole.
Joffrey. Yeah. Spoiler
Then
alert.
Roz turns on the microwave emitter to poison everybody. Then we have my favorite shot of the movie is when Commissioner Loeb is on the fucking walkie-talkie and he's telling Gordon, like, Gordon's like, wait, we need reinforcements. He's like, Gordon! There's no one left. And then as he says that, like from behind, the fucking Batmobile jumps the fucking bridge. Oh, I fucking love that
Fucking
shot.
awesome.
And he had spent this whole movie just being like, no, Batman's vigilante,
Yeah.
He can't be doing what the police work's doing, blah, 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 blah.
Well, he still hated Batman, even in the next one, Commissioner Loeb.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So Scarecrow he randomly shows up on a horse. I don't know why he was on a horse.
I guess
But he just fucking found a horse and was like, okay, I'm going to get on this horse.
Well, it was probably like a policeman's horse, maybe.
That he killed.
Probably.
And he finds Rachel, but Rachel shoots him in the face with her taser. So he got pwned pretty quickly there. Then a bunch of inmates go after Rachel and the kid, but Batman saves them. And she says, you could die, at least tell me your name. And he says, it's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. And then she says, Bruce, and then he flies away.
Like one of the, like to me, this was always up there with Spider-Man 2.
Right.
When Kirsten Dunst finally sees Toby without his mask.
Right.
Like those two are just.
Yeah. It was just great because it just like showed Bruce like, I probably shouldn't tell you, but I kind of hate that you think I suck.
And I might die. And I might die.
And I might die.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I might die. I'm Batman. I don't just fuck models. I mean, I do fuck those models, but I'm also Batman. So Batman beats up a few of Roz's pawns, but a bunch of random people freak out and they grab him, but he shoots his grappling hook to the train. He gets away. Then Batman finally faces off with Roz in the train while Gordon hops in the tumbler to shoot down the train tracks so it doesn't reach the main hub and kill everyone.
Right.
And really, Batman doesn't really need to go up there when you think about it. I think he just really wanted to fight Roz. Because all you needed to do was shoot the train tracks, and then you're good, you know? But he wanted to fucking prove himself, I guess.
He doesn't kill people, but he wanted to make sure Ra's al Ghul died.
Yeah. I mean, he does jam the brakes, so he does do that. But yeah, Ra's at first kicks Batman's ass, and then he tells him, just like his father, he goes, "Don't be afraid, Bruce." And that's where it's just like, all right, now you're really a piece of shit. Because in confidence, he told you everything. You know, my father said, "Don't be afraid." And then you're fucking saying this to me. Some fucked up shit. And then he's like, "You're just an ordinary man. That's why you cannot stop this train." And he's like, "Who said anything about stopping it?" And then that's where he sees that he jammed the brakes. Roz sees Gordon blow the tracks. And then Batman gets on top of him and says, "You never did learn to mind your surroundings."
Coming back into play.
Roz asks, "Did you finally learn to do what is necessary?" And Batman says, "I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you." And Batman flies away. Yeah. And the train crashes and explodes with Roz inside. All because of Batman, really. I mean, maybe that's why he had Gordon do it. Because, like, you do it, so I won't have to kill anybody.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Gordon's responsible for all the people.
That's probably why they did it in the movie. They're like, well, Gordon's got to do it because Batman doesn't kill people. Even though he inadvertently kills so many people.
Can you kill him for me, Gordon?
But seriously, all the people that died from that train crash and all the cement blocks that fell had to be tons.
Only one person. It was only Roz.
That's fine.
No,
Everything
that fell, it miraculously hit no one.
Technically,
It's all fine.
In the comic books, Ra's al Ghul's immortal, so he didn't really even kill Roz.
Right. That's why. That's when Roz says that line is Ra's al Ghul immortal. That's why it's such a great line. But no, so in the Arkham Knight game, the first two, there's no Batmobile. They put the Batmobile in the third game. And because Batman doesn't kill anyone, because just like Grand Theft Auto, they have people in the street, but they're all bad guys in the street. So if you go to run over some bad guys, there's like electricity around the Batmobile that just shoots them away, and you don't run them over.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's like a safeguard to the Batmobile so that you can't kill anyone as Batman in the game.
Wow.
So
because people would totally be killing people.
Okay. Of course. I mean, sometimes they go flying really far, and you're like, I don't know about that guy.
He totally broke his neck.
I think that guy's dead.
No, it's fine. He's just taking a nap.
Very long nap.
Oh my God. We don't need to get into that one now.
Yeah. So then we have all the aftermath. We have the asshole boss walking to the meeting, but Fox now has his job. And then the asshole calls Bruce, and Bruce tells him, yeah, I bought the most shares. Look, it's all a bit technical, but the important thing is my company's future is secure. Right, Mr. Fox? Right you are, Mr. Wayne. Didn't you get the memo? Bam! Fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, full circle.
Right. Then Rachel visits Bruce at his burnt down house, which the paper blamed on Bruce for being a drunk idiot. Like earlier, like Alfred's like, Batman made the front page, but Bruce Wayne got moved to page 8. And it says drunken billionaire burns down house. So Rachel kisses Bruce. She tells him that Bruce Wayne is his mask, and the real face is the one the criminals now fear. But maybe one day when Gotham no longer needs Batman, we can be together. Sadly, that's not true.
No, because of Tom Cruise.
because of Tom Cruise not letting Katie Holmes do the sequel. Oof. Asshole. I still like Top Gun. So then Rachel asks Bruce, what are you going to do with the house? And he says, rebuild it just the way it was, brick for brick. And Alfred asks, just the way it was, sir? He's like, yeah, why? I thought this might be a good opportunity for improving the foundations on the southeast corner. Precisely, sir. And that's one thing that this movie teased and then never really came through with. Because in the Dark Knight takes place 6 months after this. And Batman lives in an apartment because the fucking Bruce Wayne mansion is still being built.
Interesting.
So we didn't get that. In Dark Knight Rises, we see the Batcave, and it's way better than, obviously, Batman Begins. But, like, he's still just... We never see, like, him jump through a slide. I guess that's too cartoony, and Nolan wasn't going for that. But when they said make all these improvements, I was like, oh, my God, it's going to be awesome now. And we never really got that. The Batcave was improved, but that was it.
I didn't realize it was 6 months afterwards. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't live in Wayne Manor in Dark Knight.
Interesting.
So yeah, then Batman visits Gordon. He's like, well, detective. He's like, oh, it's Lieutenant. You really started something. And they also have a real bat symbol on the roof now. And then Gordon tells Batman.
Line of the movie.
About a new criminal. He's like double homicide, you know, has a taste for the theatrical like you, leaves a calling card. And he gives him the card. Batman flips over the card, and it's the Joker card!
Amazing.
When I saw this movie in theaters, I'm like, I just saw this amazing movie. By the way, everyone that saw this had zero expectations for this movie. When I saw the trailers, I was like, it looks okay. And I really didn't know what to think. We see a badass movie, and it's like, oh my God, what's the sequel going to be? The Joker? Holy fuck! Right. Like, I screamed in the theater when that fucking card flipped over.
Yep.
What an amazing tease. And then also to follow through with that tease, and it's the fucking best fucking movie ever.
Yep.
Not only that, so it's kind of cool because this was before we started getting all the mid-credit, after-credit scenes and stuff like that.
That was the mid-credit scene.
Right, but we got it at the end of the movie, so
like if it was a Marvel movie or even a DCU movie now, like that would be in the mid-credit scene for sure. But I like that it's in the actual movie. And then Gordon, another great line to end the movie, Gordon says, I never did thank you. And Batman turns and says, and you'll never have to. And then he flies away, flies into the camera. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Good movie.
Yeah,
great movie. I think a great movie.
It was pretty good. You know what? My opinion, I think he did a pretty good job.
I think he did a right job. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Quick
revived Batman.
Oh, for sure.
Completely revived Batman. Quick little side note. I would have loved to see an outtake. The one line where Christian Bale's talking to Morgan Freeman, and he's like, oh, well, my permissions have been revoked. Well, that shouldn't be a problem for a man like you. The fuck you mean, a man like me?
All right. I don't know if that happened, but, you know.
Oh, because he was a tech guy.
Right.
Because he's a genius.
He's a genius, super genius. He's very creative.
So, yeah, 10 out of 10 for me, obviously.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. It's really hard for me depending on which day it is. Is the 89 Batman or is this Batman movie my favorite? Mm-hmm. It's a tough call. And this is a segue for probably an argument we're going to have next week.
Maybe.
But
I think it's the best. Yeah. I think it's the best Batman. Like The Dark Knight is more of the Joker and it's a crime thriller. This is all about Batman.
This is the only of this trilogy, and this is part of the reason why it's my favorite. This is the only of this trilogy where he finishes the movie. He's still Batman. Yeah. He's still a good guy. And he's like, everything's intact. And it's kind of a happy superhero ending.
It is a happy ending.
Because Batman doesn't get happy endings. So it's kind of nice.
Well.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Anyways, we have some trivia here. So this film didn't do as well in theaters as Warner Brothers expected. We were both working at the theater when this movie came out.
Yep.
It didn't do great, but what saved it, it was the highest selling DVD of 2005. And that's what got Christopher Nolan a sequel. Like, if
Really?
the DVD sales weren't so good, they weren't going to make a sequel.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. It's because the perception of Batman was so bad that, like, Batman and Robin hurt the box office for it.
Well, that's true. It's definitely before like the Twitter age.
It only made like 200 million in the US and like another 100 in the overseas.
People were so burned on Batman after those that no one wanted to. It was too soon after that, and nobody wanted to come back that soon.
Even 8 years, people were like, "What? Batman sucks. What are you talking about?"
Well,
I thought this was kind of an interesting little trivia. So Hans Zimmer named the tracks in the soundtrack after types of bats. And the first 4 letters in the track 4 through 9 spell Batman.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Pretty neat.
Now, I mean, that's another thing. They got Hans Zimmer, this amazing musician, to do the trilogy, and that also, like, the Batman theme for this is so good.
Yeah.
Because you had to make a good one, because the Michael Keaton Batman theme was also amazing. And like, yeah, so.
I think it's safe to say that without a good Batman movie like this one, that maybe superhero movies might have like really suffered going forward. Like we might not have had the same type of Marvel universe because it took Iron Man a long time afterwards.
The Spider-Man movies started before this, right?
Right.
They were big, yes. The Spider-Man movies were big, but then it all changed when The Dark Knight came out and made $1 billion.
Right. Yeah.
And it was the first superhero movie to make $1 billion.
Right.
Yep.
And that's when people started to be like, maybe we should be doing superhero movies.
That was, you could argue that's the best summer for like superhero movies. That summer started with Iron Man, then The Incredible Hulk, and then The Dark Knight. That was the
Were
same,
those all the same year?
That was the same summer.
Damn.
That was the same summer.
Damn.
Yeah. So you saw Iron Man, you're like, fuck, that was awesome. Then you saw The Incredible Hulk, and I know a lot of people don't like The Incredible Hulk, but I don't understand why. I fucking love that movie.
That's fine.
Yeah, it was
I was
great.
like, it's fucking Ed Norton. You know, like, I love that movie. And then The Dark Knight comes out, and you're like, wow, what an amazing summer this was.
Right. Fuck. Amazing.
3 really good movies. All right, let's do fan questions. Let me pull it up here. Alrighty. Joey Cage. Yes, honestly, super underrated movie. What's an underrated movie that gets under... Oh, it's under a lot. What's an underrated movie that gets underlooked that you wish got more mainstream attraction?
Demolition Man?
Twister.
Twister.
Well, Twister's getting a sequel. Demolition Man didn't get a sequel.
I would say Incredible Hulk is one of mine.
Mine would be actually another Christian Bale movie called Equilibrium.
I never saw that.
It's got Christian Bale, Sean Bean, Taye Diggs. It's fucking awesome.
Does Sean Bean die in the movie?
He dies in every movie, Josh.
He doesn't die in National Treasure, but he goes to jail. Carlos Ramirez, what was your reaction to the Joker card at the... Well, yeah, obviously you heard our reaction. I
We
mean,
all
it was-
jizzed.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we legit clapped, even though we knew it was coming.
He said, my only complaint is the lack of Scarecrow screen time. Fuck this, less is more bullshit. I mean, he's in a lot of the movie.
He got quite a bit of screen time.
Well, and there were multiple villains in the movie.
Right. He's not the main villain. By the way, this movie completely throws out the theory that the reason why Spider-Man 3 was bad was because you had too many villains.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man 3 had 3 villains. Batman Begins had 3 villains. So it didn't matter. This movie did it perfectly. This is from Anita Dick and Me. Hey guys, just wanted to give out my review for the movies I saw this week. No spoilers. He saw The Whale. That was the Brendan Fraser indie film that he got.
Yeah.
He said this movie was an independent film, very slow pace and boring at times, but it had Brendan Fraser, so there's that. 4 out of 10. So it only got a 4 because Brendan Fraser was in it. Interesting.
Wasn't he nominated for like best actor in that movie? I think.
No, the awards aren't out yet.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
not.
He probably will be, but yeah. Then he says, Megan, killer robot doll, very predictable, but not as bad as I thought it could be. Not really a horror movie. Not really a horror, more thriller and comedic at times. He gave it 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, Lord.
That's actually good. Then he said, this is from Shanky. What would be your hallucination if you got sprayed by Scarecrow? PCJ said Josh would probably visualize himself in a spelling bee. Andrew would visualize judging the spelling bee. God damn it, Josh! No.
I've been in a couple spelling bees and they've been terrible.
Shaggy said that or condoms. Josh said condoms.
No, no condoms.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
God. Aaron? I don't know.
I'd have to think about that one.
Yeah. Paste Pot Pete, which film leading to a trilogy is better, Iron Man or Batman Begins? I mean, for me, it's Batman Begins.
Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Also, Iron Man 2 and 3 sucked, so that doesn't help.
They did.
They were fine.
They were not fine.
They were not great.
PCJ, would you want to see a Chris Nolan universe Batman series spinoff where Batman takes down other villains, or can that not be done without hurting the original films?
Sign me up for as many Christopher Nolan Batman movies that you can do.
Right now, the current Batman franchise is in shambles. We have a fucking loser nerd.
Not in shambles. He's fine.
So I would say yes.
He's not coming back.
He is.
They've got a reboot at this point.
He's coming back.
I would say so, but we'll see.
He's coming back.
Well, we'll see. Now that James Gunn took over, they said they're not sure. But we'll see. Also, without Batman Begins and the Dark Knight Trilogy, we would never have been gifted with the amazing Pete Holmes Batman parodies. Absolutely.
Correct.
Those are so fucking funny. If you've never seen them, Josh looks confused. Just YouTube Batman Pete Holmes. They're so funny. They parody the whole trilogy.
Amazing.
Okay.
It's really funny. St. Lopez, the main villain's plan had Scarecrow lacing Gotham's water supply with his fear toxin. The entirety of Gotham's water supply was contaminated with this toxin, which had to be absorbed through the lungs to work. The League of Shadows plan was to use a Wayne Enterprises microwave emitter to vaporize Gotham's water supply. But every day, people boil and vaporize water all the time. How come these people weren't affected? That is a good point.
Very true.
People have brought this up, but still, Lucius Fox, you have to assume he made all those vaccines.
Not only that, so when they're bringing that weapon over on the boat, they turn the weapon on in the boat, but it only affects like the pipes in the boat, not the water around the boat.
Well, but there wasn't any poison to be inhaled on the boat.
No, but it vaporizes the water.
You can't vaporize
the
whole
vaporize
ocean,
an ocean, Josh.
No, but it can't. It sounds crazy. Why would you do it in the middle of the water? You don't know how strong it is. Maybe it could have.
Sir,
it vaporized all the water in the pipes when they were in Gotham City.
Sir, the ocean's empty. Holy shit, really?
Not the ocean.
They had a microwave emitter, sir.
It vaporized all the pipes, all the water in Gotham City.
No, Josh, it didn't.
As it moved along, it did.
No, but not all of them. The whole point was to get to the main hub, and that was going to blow everything up.
Yeah.
But it didn't get to the main hub.
No, that's a continuity error.
No, it's not.
Continuity error.
Too stupid.
Yes, it is.
Josh,
no, you don't
God
turn
damn
on
it,
something
Josh.
like that in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Yes,
that's
you can.
crazy. No,
Vaporizes the ocean.
Vaporizes the
You're
whole
fucking
ocean.
idiot.
not the entire ocean, but it could have caused a lot of damage.
So
you don't
see-
know what that would have done. Maybe it would have
Jesus,
sunk
Josh.
the boat into some of the water.
The ocean is not a swimming pool, Josh.
It's a giant swimming pool. Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Oh,
Sorry,
God.
that's a continuity error.
It's
Yikes.
not stupid.
Yeah. Hire me, Christopher Nolan, to make sure your movies don't have continuity
Oh,
errors
yeah,
going
there.
forward.
That'll help. Holy shit.
think
I
so.
wrote some notes. I don't know what this is. You spelled water wrong. Jesus
Not
Christ.
spelled water wrong.
No, St. Lopez's point, which people have made before, is like, yes, some people would have been feeling the effects before the microwave emitter came into play.
Yeah.
But what Josh said is 100% wrong.
That's not.
Brian says, Josh, any closer to getting laid? Okay, Josh getting laid, that's for AEW. We'll talk about that later.
But
Yeah. There's some continuity errors in that as well.
There's no continuity errors.
Omar, what are your thoughts on recasting of Katie Holmes? I still hate that they did that. Maggie
Terrible.
is so tall and lanky. She looks like olive oil from Popeye.
Y'all should talk about what y'all are talking about during the movie, because I think that's kind of
let's
true.
talk about that next week, because that's more about the Dark Knight. But yes, I think we all agree we hated that she was recast.
Yes, it was pretty.
But we'll get into that next week.
But I guess that's more hate on Tom Cruise than anything.
Yes, right. Mikey 2 Crikey, Pushfire Berry movie spinoffs. Go-Go and O-Ren and Kill Bill. Okay. John Mason in The Rock. Who was John Mason in The Rock? Was that Nicolas Cage?
No, that was Sean Connery.
Oh, Sean Connery. Okay.
Oh.
And then
okay.
Willie Beeman and Ebony. Okay, so fire that. What the? Willie Beeman was the movie. Like he was the main character. Or I guess Al Pacino too, but yeah.
I mean, push Sean Connery from The Rock.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I would have liked to seen what happened after he left and got away from the FBI.
Yes.
That'd be great as well. I think the Kill Bill one would be awesome as well too.
Right.
So either one of those, yeah. But all right, that's all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to our podcast wherever you're viewing us. We also have exclusive videos on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/HollywoodHogwashPod. You can also follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at HollywoodHogPod. And we'll see you next week for the greatest movie ever made, The Dark Knight.
Batman.
Starring Heath Ledger as the Joker. Here we